The Hanafi view on saying ameen quietly behind the imam is based on understandings of the Quran, Hadith, and rules of Islamic law. Below, I will give all important references from the Quran and Hadith, along with explanations from the Hanafi point of view. The Quran emphasizes being humble, calm, and focused during Salah. While there is no direct verse about saying ameen loudly or softly, the following verses are often used to support the Hanafi view. Surah Al-Araf, verse 55. Call upon your Lord in humility and privately. Indeed, he does not like those who go beyond limits. This verse encourages being humble and quiet in worship, which Hanafi scholars interpret as supporting the practice of saying ameen softly. Surah Al-Mu'minun, verse 2, those who are humble in their prayers. Being humble in prayer is a key principle in the Hanafi school, and saying ameen softly aligns with this value. Surah Al-Isra, verse 110. Say, call upon Allah or call upon the Most Merciful, whichever name you call, to him belong the best names. And do not recite too loudly in your prayer or too quietly, but seek a middle way. This verse advises moderation in recitation, which Hanafi scholars extend to the congregation's response during Salah. The Hanafi view is mainly based on these hadiths and their meanings. Sahih al-Bukhari, 783. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, the imam is chosen to be followed, so when he says, Allahu Akbar, say, Allahu Akbar, and when he recites, stay quiet. Hanafi scholars understand this hadith to mean that the people praying should stay quiet during the imam's recitation, including saying ameen quietly to avoid interrupting the prayer. Sahih al-Bukhari, 780, and Sahih Muslim, 410. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, when the imam says ameen, say ameen, for if his ameen matches the ameen of the angels, his past sins will be forgiven. While this hadith encourages saying ameen, it does not mention the volume. Hanafi scholars believe that saying it softly meets the requirement without causing disturbance. Sunan Abu Dawud, 936. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, when the imam says ameen, say ameen, for if his ameen matches the ameen of the angels, his past sins will be forgiven. Again, this hadith does not mention the volume, allowing for the Hanafi understanding of saying it softly. Sunan Ibn Majah, 851. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, whoever prays behind an imam, the imam's recitation is his recitation. This hadith supports the idea that the people praying should not recite loudly or interrupt the imam's recitation, which Hanafi scholars extend to saying ameen softly. Sahih Muslim 539, the Prophet, peace be upon him, said, is it not the case that when one of you is in prayer, he is speaking privately to his Lord? So let none of you disturb others. This hadith emphasizes the importance of not disturbing others during Salah, which Hanafi scholars use to justify saying ameen softly. The Hanafi school's position is also based on broader principles of Islamic rules, following the imam, or leader of the prayer. The congregation must follow the imam's actions and not introduce anything that could disrupt the prayer. Avoiding unnecessary noise, known as carefulness, is also important. Loud recitations or responses by the congregation can create confusion and distract others. And finally, humility and concentration, or deep focus, are emphasized. The Hanafi school stresses humility and focus during Salah, which aligns with saying ameen softly. Shafi'i and Hanbali schools encourage saying ameen loudly, based on stories that describe the Prophet, peace be upon him, and his friends saying ameen out loud. For example, in Sunan Abu Dawud, story number 934, the Prophet, peace be upon him, said, when the imam says ameen, say ameen, for the angels say ameen, and the imam says ameen. If his ameen matches with the ameen of the angels, his past mistakes will be forgiven. These schools see this as proof for saying ameen loudly. On the other hand, the Maliki school, similar to the Hanafi school, suggests saying ameen softly, focusing on humility and concentration. The Hanafi view on saying ameen softly is backed by several reasons. First, Quranic verses that stress humility and calmness in prayer. Second, hadiths that advise following the imam and avoiding noise. And third, rules of Islamic law that focus on humility, concentration, and respect in Salah. While other schools may differ, the Hanafi interpretation matches their understanding of the Quran, Hadith, and Islamic law.